I think we're back on. I don't know. We're having some internet issues. We're having a whole bunch of problems here. But I'm trying to be live and tell you guys what's happening and what we got going on, coming on the CCxRC channel today and the coming weeks. And yeah, so hopefully, we're getting something going here because it's just not being friendly between my internet and everything else that's going on. So I'm trying to join the feed myself so that I can see the comments coming in if there are any, if anybody has stuck around, because I'll be honest, if I were you, I'd have gone and taken a shower and gone to bed probably. But I'm going to be up because I've got all of these boxes that I've got to take care of that are all around me. So that's kind of what I've got going on currently. But apparently I'm having buffering issues, audio issues, you name it. From one video to the next, I've got one problem or another. And now it doesn't seem like my internet on my computer is working to let me connect to YouTube to even see if this is even remotely trying to work. So the one issue with the app that I'm using is that it doesn't allow me to see comments. And so that's kind of a huge issue, if you ask me. But it is what I'm dealing with. And so we'll see if we can't get this connected. What I was trying to talk about, though, was the giveaway multiple times now. And what is going on. It looks like we're live again. I finally got connection. We've got like 3 wireless networks here on our compound in Virginia. And so it just gets crazy. So we're still buffering like crazy, guys. It's all okay. Okay, I'm seeing that. The drone shots were awesome. SE Bird 78. John says he goes to Ipswich because of us. That's awesome to hear, man. I'm going to be getting up there this week. I'm sure of it. The weather looks pretty good. So, and what I was trying to say when I had audio issues was that I'm having a 15-year anniversary with my wife. So I'm just getting back in town, but I'm leaving again this Saturday. We're heading to Colorado, to Vail, to be up in the mountains, the Rockies. I'm renting a 4x4 Jeep with airlock differentials, winch, all that kind of stuff to do some off-roading, 1-to-1 scale, and so it should be awesome. So, John, Ipswich killed my Yeti every time I went there. I'll tell you that much. So, since we seem to have a little bit of a connection for a minute, hey, Boris from Guatemala. Hey, I was just in Guatemala not too long ago. That's awesome, man. So we're giving away this WL Toys 10428B. It's like a Polaris knockoff kind of a thing. It's all back. It's back in the box. I've got it all ready to mail out. But the drawing is going to be on the 26th after I get back. Because, again, I just don't have time. I need to have time to get the drawing worked out between the 4 different channels. And you can enter 4 times. You got to be following or subscribed to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Each one gives you a chance, but you're only entered if you like or you comment on the photo and the videos. It's commenting because that's what the software that I use that will pull it from there. Like comment, reply, retweet, whatever on Twitter. And so I'll narrow it down. I'll choose from each group 4 names. And those 4 names will then compete for this. So here on YouTube, where a lot of people follow and comment, that is going to make your chances harder. But if you're one of the few on Instagram or on Twitter, that'll give you a chance in that 1 in 4. It's kind of, you know, the odds aren't stacked against, or they're stacked against the YouTubers because there's more people. So it's just how it ended up being. It's the software that I'm going to use. And so I just wanted to lay that out so people know. The gaming channel, I have my X-Max, yes, and I had it out the other day, and it is a blast. So, anyway, looks like everything's working. Thanks for the congrats, guys. It's pretty awesome, actually, yeah, so So we're going to have a spa for the wife, and then off-roading for me. We'll do the off-roading first so that if I throw her back out or make her, you know, uncomfortable and stiff and whatever in the Jeep, she'll be able to get that all worked out. So, John will definitely do a bash session soon once I get back in town. For now, I'm going to be going up on lunch breaks. So over here, this is the new hotness that I have. I've been doing a lot of these ones. A lot of people want to know about some of the more inexpensive ones, and I'm happy to test them out and let you guys know what I think of them. I actually really like this WL Toys 10428, and I would have kept it except you guys wanted it, so I haven't done a giveaway. I figured it's cool, I'll give this away. But I did buy this one because they went on sale, and Cruise RC, my Twitter's just CCxRC as well. So we've got this Gravedigger. I wasn't a huge fan of this when it first came out. Sorry Axial. For the price that it was and what you got, I knew that I was going to be dumping a whole lot more money into it. This was $400 when it first came out. The Gravedigger that I got from Traxxas, well, not as whatever. It doesn't have the framing and all of that, some of the scale type things. But it was like $230, and so I could soup that up, put in fast motors and all that. So for $400, this was $400 just to start with. They dropped the price $70, which made it more of a contender in my book. So I picked it up when the price went down. I picked up this Savex servo, the 1210 SG, waterproof coreless servo, heavy duty. This thing's gonna kick it. Got a nicer servo saver because of this servo. We went ahead and got the metal spur gear, the metal transmission gears to go in it. These just caught my eye because they were green, and so we've got these aluminum steering rods for the front end and just some pads. And what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to strip out the I really wanted a waterproof motor because you guys know me, I love to just destroy stuff. So we're going to take this in water for sure, mud, whatever. Not worry about it. So I'm going to actually strip out the motor out of the other Traxxas one that I put in as a brushless system. It's the Castle Sidewinder 3, which they don't make anymore, and which is what I wanted for this. And so I'm just going to strip it out of there, and I'll go back to brushed on that, and we're going to put the brushless system into here, and we've got the gearing to go. So this is a brushed motor to come with in it. But anyway, I wanted to give you guys a heads up that this is coming. I'll be fixing this up. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll be able to go, but at the Gravedigger dungeon here near us, it's about 45 minutes from my house where they build and work on these things. They're having a No Limits huge monster truck RC World Finals or something. I don't know what it's exactly called, but some like year-end finals that they're doing for all of the different trucks, and they'll do freestyle and all that. And I'm hoping to get down there. It's like a 3-day thing. I'm hoping to get down there and maybe put this in and race it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Josh, awesome that you're digging the shirt, man. Very cool. I need to order me up a new one. How does my Yeti jump? Any suggestions? I got rid of my Yeti John because it broke every time I tried to jump it. It wasn't really a jumper. It's more for lower rock racing, bouncing, little jumps. The big air stuff is just going to break it. So, Throckmorton, yes, Throckmorton Farm. That I have that Gravedigger that Traxxas made years ago, and I love it. It's a Stampede, and it's brushed. This is only brushed as well, but a lot more money. So, am I going to do more on XMax videos? Yes, gaming channel. There'll be a lot more of those. Like I said, I ran it and had a blast with it. I've got so many things right now. I've got like this run cam here, which I think is actually now not able to be sold in the States, but we'll show you guys what it looks like, how it runs. It's basically run cam, which makes awesome cameras that a lot of people use, but it's too close to GoPro's cube design for their session. And so I think they're getting some pressure from GoPro not to, and they're not allowed to sell these in the U.S. So we'll see what happens with this. So it's not waterproof. Doesn't do a lot of things that the GoPro does, but it seems pretty slick regardless. So I saw a video about it. I couldn't watch it because I was in Peru again and my internet wasn't great. On Twitter, there was a comment where I shared the video. If you just go ahead and... Actually, anybody that's subscribed on Twitter, you go that way. Because that's a smaller number of people. But somebody's asking about unboxings. I've got this DHK Hobby cager that I'm going to be unboxing soon. Hopefully it's as cool as the other DHK stuff. The Zombie's the best. The Optimus, I don't think is as strong, even though it's like exactly the same. Because the way that the shock towers aren't protected by the body posts. There are no body posts really on the buggy version, and so it's not as strong, surprisingly. So yeah, I've got my camera out here, and we're gonna get ready to film some of these videos, unboxing some of this stuff. I've got a huge 3D printer that I'm gonna unbox. That I'm excited about, making stuff that's a lot larger format and scale than most 3D printers are really small, and I wanted to be able to print some bigger stuff. So I've got a bigger 3D printer coming as well. So, Ray, I don't know how you get these now. U.S. stores are not supposed to carry them. You could check GearBest and see if they'll still ship them to the U.S. But I don't know. I mean, these run cams, you know, people have been using these different versions of the run cam for a long time, and this is, I think, the first time that I've seen that they've actually not sold them in the U.S. Because they sell the run cam, the little ones, for like FPV flying, the run cam 3 as well. There's like that run cam 3 Swift, and this is the run cam 3, but it's a, you know, like a session style, like I said, so it's kind of weird. John, how's parts support for DHK? Parts support is pretty good on Asia Tees, I've found. So, yeah, I mean, Asia Tees, eBay, a lot of the places I order stuff from anyway, you can get some part support. And DHK used to be sold in the U.S., and so there might still be some parts lingering around in the U.S. that you can get them from as well. So, but for the most part, it's going to be ordered online, which I don't mind. I've got enough cars at this point that I can drive something while I wait for parts to come in. So for me, it's not as big a deal as it might be for other people, and I'll be sure to point that out. So, got a Helion Invictus with a Castle Creations motor, ESC, Malipo. I don't have that one, Throckmorton Farms, so yeah, I don't know. The gaming channel blah, blah. It's far away, having trouble reading. What is your goal for subscribers, as in numbers? I don't really have a goal. I just like making videos, and that's what I do for work, so it just kind of comes natural to me. So it's fun for me to shoot RC videos and watch back what I've done. It's kind of like when I was growing up as a kid racing BMX, and my dad would film our races, and we'd go back and watch them, and it's a blast. You only race one time, but you'd watch the video 3-4 times at night. Kind of the same deal. So, the WL Toys 12423, is that the one that just breaks right away? I tried to update the status on that and say, oh no, the 12423, that's a fun one. That one's awesome. That's the short course truck. I hate the numbering system. Even this one on online, they give it numbers, but I'm going to just call it the DHK Hobby Cager, Cage R, because they give it like an 8142, and that's just, it's like stock reference numbers, and it's not very helpful. So, what do I think of the Vitera Twin Hammers? SCE Bird 78. I've only seen one of them run, and I've actually got to drive it for a little bit. It was kind of fun. About the same as this with the transmission to me. The dual gears didn't make much sense. I just kept it in the faster one all the time because I didn't really sense that the low end or the lower gearing for slower speeds really helped that much with the power on the low end. So Midlife RC, we did have another one on the way from Kenya. That's awesome. It got paused. I don't know exactly all the details there, so I don't know if there's sensitivity, so I'm not going to go into that too much. But there's an awesome couple ones coming if we can get them rolling again. So, but yeah, this for me, the YouTube channel has never really been about gaining followers as far as like large numbers, growing anything. I think it's more about community, and that's why I try and do these things. And just hang out, and I need to get back on Google Plus. That's where a lot of the people are that I dig, like Josh Midlife RC, 2RC Productions, Jacket. I can't ever keep track of his name. Epic RC Vid Productions, I think, is the new name he's got for it. So a bunch of guys that I love talking to on there. Xavier is on there. So. Frogmorn Farm, what do you think is better, drone, plane, or truck, car, RC, hobby, non-bias? My favorite is definitely the cars and trucks. I have drones. They're fun. They crash and break more, for me at least, than these cars. I don't know. There's something about these that I just dig. Throwing dirt. Yeah, I can't explain it exactly. Don't have the same nerves, which is kind of fun. The nerves are kind of cool for flying, but I just have more fun with the ground vehicles. Haven't tried boats yet, but I don't think I would dig it as much as I do these cars and jumping and all that. So, but yeah, hey RC Epicness, how's it going, man? And shout out to Tank and a bummer kind of saying that Ottawa's down right now. I really want Pittsburgh to lose. Sorry if there's any Pitt fans out there. I see an ace. I saw they scored. They beat my my Capitals, so I just kind of want them to go down. And they used to always beat the Red Wings, which I'm from Detroit originally. So, you know, I'm not a huge Pittsburgh fan when it comes to hockey. I dig them for football, but not for hockey. So, Phantom Outdoors, got to get back into the Google Hangouts. I will. I've got, you know, it's the time-consuming part of getting it all set up and doing it. So I'm actually just up here set up right now, getting ready to do videos on these. And I was actually looking for more information on this Cager before I actually unboxed it, so I could be a little bit more knowledgeable about what I was going to be looking at when I opened it. But I actually couldn't find any videos on this, or really very many pages. So this might be one of the first unboxings of this thing. I don't know if they've shipped them out en masse yet. But it looks pretty cool. I dig the design on it, for sure. Two-wheel drive, so that's a little different. Most of the stuff I've been getting is four-wheel drive. Phantom Outdoors is sitting right here on the bench. This is the Razor. It's a 26. I'll announce it, and then I'll work on getting it shipped out the following week. We'll figure out how to do all that once we get in contact with the winner and all that. So, but what I'm really excited about is getting this Gravedigger, getting this onto a drone. I've got actually a couple drones sitting downstairs in the garage that I need to unbox. I got to figure out the controller, though. I got a new controller that's not Spectrum, and I can't quite figure it out. So just time is kind of my problem at the moment. It's the biggest problem. But we'll be getting out some more. I got to finish up my Jeep with the light kit on it on the front end. That's like the never-ending project. Midlife RC, I've flown my drone into a puddle 2 times already. So yes, I can. I can fly my drone into a puddle like a champ. So Ray, I've got one drifting car I'm working on. I need to attach the body. I actually need to fix my my other monster truck I picked up, the Red Cat, already. I let my neighbor run, and he stripped the spur gear on it, doing like reverse to hard forward, trying to wheelie, and so that killed that. iPod Guy 55. You see the iJumpRC sticker on your Mac. What happened to them? I don't know exactly. I've commented and emailed a few times with Brandon over there. I think his stuff is amazing as a filmmaker, editor. He does amazing work. He puts a lot more time into it. I should probably slow down and do less videos and spend more time doing like what he's doing. But I kind of also enjoy just the speed of and like the frenetic pace of what can I shoot and get up in the same day. Which is typically most of my stuff, even though it's not live like this is live, it's usually shot and edited and posted the same day. And so it's kind of real time in that way. And so that's why you get these gaps as well in my channel. Like when I'm traveling like this, I'm not very good about scheduling. So if I unbox all these, I'll just post the videos right away instead of scheduling it as over 2 weeks. So RC Epicness, my favorite RC. I still love the X-Max, number one. My SCX-10, scale-wise, the 2 is just amazing. I've actually got it right under here. Just on the floor, chilling out. For no good reason. I just remembered it was there. But it's up here. I need to get that out. I haven't done enough trailing at all in the past 6 months. Busyness with all this, kind of, the cool thing about getting these things is being able to let people new to the hobby know about some more inexpensive ways to get into the hobby. The downside is that I don't get to always run the cars that I really want to run and have fun with as well. These are fun, but I love to run the SCX-10s. I love to run the X-Max. And a few of these that they actually sent I'd really love to run, like the Bison and the Zombie. In fact, I think the Zombie more than the Bison these days. So, yeah. Tank speed is fun. I agree. Same with the... I don't have a Colossus or Reaper cruise, but those would be cool to try out. I really, though, want to get an Arma as my next... I said that and then I bought this when they dropped the price because I'm a sucker for Gravedigger. But the I think the next will have to be some kind of an Arma. I say that and then spur of the moment I do stupid things. First I get the Red Cat monster truck and then 2 weeks later I go and buy this thing. So yeah, the Lone Star rig, Josh, you are right. Tank, awesome, man. I'm glad you love the body on that. The Cruise RC, the only thing I would say about the X-Max is part support availability with Traxxas is amazing. So I don't know anything about the Colossus or the Reaper, but they do look pretty amazing. I don't have any Nitro or Gas gaming channel. I'm staying away from it. I have a hard enough time keeping these up. Thanks, Elk Camina. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that. Glad you got it and like it. The 12428. Very cool. There's so many great RCs that you can get into the hobby with, and there's so much that you can do in this, like even with this Gravedigger, as far as upgrading and kind of giving it your own personal flair. So that's what I can't wait to do with this, is kind of upgrade this and really pimp it out. So Ray, I do not have any RCs powered by gas, but guys, I'll tell you what, awesomeness. I got the DJI Mavic. I showed that in that 360 live video I did. And I took it with me to Peru, and I had a redemption moment. Some of you know that I crashed one of these DJIs, the very first model, into Lake Titicaca in Peru. It's the highest navigable lake in the world. It's 2 miles high, and so you're sucking for air up there. I mean, it's crazy. And so the first time I was there, fly away, splash down, sunk 75 feet. Underwater, gone. GoPro gone. Everything gone. So I went back with the Mavic this time, and that thing flies itself. It's amazing. The coolest filming drone ever. It's like a transformer. You got to name it, like, you know, Bumblebee or something. Don't call it Bumblebee though, because that's kind of ridiculous with the flying, and there's already a Bumblebee. But the we get it on. We're on this boat, and so we're going 2 hours to these floating islands. So there's the floating Euros islands. Those are about 30 minutes maybe off of the shores of Puno, Peru. You go up by boat, and you go there, and there's 100 islands that they make out of floating root bases that they tie together, and then they stack like reeds that they've cut the reeds out of the water down, and they lay them like 3 to 5 feet high on top of these roots, and then they anchor it. And so they're just literally floating islands that they've man-made. And so I don't know what RC Epicness is doing here, but he needs to chill it out. And I don't want to stop my story at the moment. I'll go in later, and if it keeps happening, we can work it out. Something. He's getting crazy with his posting that nobody else can read. So anyway, I go back, and we're going to fly again. And now there's a problem I hadn't thought about with these new drones, and that it's their obstacle avoidance, and that will come into play, I think, in a minute. So anyway, we're on this boat. It's a pretty decent boat. It's like a bus boat. You know, it seats maybe down low, you know, in the first floor, 30 people maybe, something like that, 40 people. And then there's an upper deck with just kind of bench seating. And so up there, I just set it down. I do all the booting. I do the compass, the IMEI, and all that. Get it set, and I take off. Even though I see that there's like a warning that there's stuff close, and I take off, and it just won't fly. It won't elevate or do anything. And I think the obstacle avoidance saw the back stairs and the railing that went around where we were sitting, and it stopped. Well, it stopped, but the boat kept going. Next thing you know, the props are just chewing up on the ladder and the little railing, and I'm freaking out like, oh great, here goes drone number 2 into the lake, and ended up, you know, closing down and shutting off the props, and it just fell. And I'm thinking, drone in the lake, brand new, $1,500. I have to at least recover it because I've got a warranty on it. So I'm ready to jump in the water, and I look down, I look over the edge, I'm running over, and I see it sitting on the deck, and some guy's like holding it up, like, what happened? And I'm thinking, like, okay, so I heard it hit, so it didn't go in the water. I didn't hear a splash, and so I'm just expecting, like, parts to be everywhere. Like, it's so fragile, the little gimbal on that. Like, I'm expecting the camera to be, like, 5 feet over there, an arm over here. But we pick it up, and the only thing wrong with it is that I busted all 4 props, just chopped them right up. And so ended up putting on four new props, and we had it back in the air later. I wouldn't fly it off the boat because of that, but I took it to an island, one of the floating islands. We parked at it and lifted up. But these were about 2 hours out. So on the way back, I said, I need redemption at this place. I need to fly, and I need to actually get footage of these Euros islands. And so we stopped at one of the islands, and I took it off there and flew it around for about 20 minutes and got some really awesome footage. So, yeah, it was a pretty crazy experience, speaking of crashing and drones and all of that. But it's actually, I think on my Instagram is the video, and I might have posted it to Google+. So I got some really cool footage of it. But I only edited the cache stuff on my phone, because the way that it works is it caches the video to your phone as like a dummy file that you can play back and see what it looks like. So all right, good night, Ray, man. Gaming channel was my first RC as a kid. We had like the Nikko version, Nikko, I think, from Toys R Us, Radio Shack, stuff like that. and my brother got a little bit nicer one. That was a hobby grade, but we destroyed it jumping it off of a slide backwards. So we shot it up the top and off the top of the slide and snapped it. So, Trail King, yeah, I mean, I took off and I was trying to still go up, but I think that the obstacle avoidance saw that coming within that, 1 meter range and just locked it up. It wouldn't allow it to move as it was trying not to crash, but the boat kept coming, so yeah. Cruise RC, that's what I want to get as an Arma Outcast. So, see you later, RC Epicness. I'm not going to stay on this too much longer, guys, because I do need to get to unboxing this Cage R by DHK Hobby. So, Tycho, yes, that was the other one. Turbo Hopper, 1988. Very cool, Big Bad Wolf. All right, Josh, we'll see you, man. I'm sure there'll be videos posted, especially with the Jeep coming. So, at least photos. I'm super stoked about it. I really want to own a Jeep, but it's not in the cards right now. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to get ready to check out. That's the update on the giveaway. It'll come at the end of this month. The 26th is when I'm going to do the drawing. I might not post it till the 27th, but I'll do the recording and all that on the 26th. So that's the drop dead deadline to enter. I should have said it like 5 p.m. Somewhere in that range. So get it in because after that evening, I'm going to be doing the drawing on the 25th. So that's the deal on that. And we'll get it shipped out to somebody. You'll see videos of this thing. I don't know how much of it I'm going to detail as I upgrade. I might just talk about it afterward about what I've done and show. You can't see these gears, but whatever. How's it going, Rich? You came in right as we're ending, man. Wooderson says Traxxas now makes paddle tires for all their RCs, even the X-Max. Dang, that sounds amazing. Hey, Donnie, how's it going? Indonesia. That's quite a ways away. That's awesome, man. Josh, you need to go to bed, man. He's an hour behind us, so, he's got a leg up on us. It's only like 9:40 there. There's 13 seconds left. Ottawa's trying to tie it up here. It's not looking good. Pittsburgh is going to tie up the series. But like I said, one of the things I'm excited about though is that that 3D printer. That's going to be the last thing that I open because it's going to take up this whole bench for a little bit as I test off prints and all that. So, oh, did they tank? Dang it! See, I'm behind you because we're still showing 13.7 seconds left on cable. So, I'm gonna get this stuff all off the bench. You guys see, this is the mess I came back to, and we're gonna get this all off. The first real RC that I owned, going back to the question, was it goes back to that Traxxas Stampede, the Gravedigger, and so that was about 3 to 4 years ago now. I picked that up. It's my first hobby grade and fell in love with the hobby. Before, even if it was hobby grade that my brother had, we didn't even know it. And so once it broke, we pitched it. So this is where it started for me, and that's why I'm so excited about getting another one. And the newer version with axial that they made that's a little bit more scale and souping it up some. So anyway, guys, we'll talk to you later, and